Well, hello guys, welcome back. I wanted to tell you a little story about this mask, and I figured I would wear it as I told you the story. Now, as you can clearly see, even though I'm an adult, it's actually far too big for me. And I got this mask about 20 years ago, so this is a long time before I had internet access, the like. In the dream, there's this presence at my front door, and it's a tall man dressed all in black pants, black shoes, black trench coat and gloves, and wearing this mask. And instead of being able to see his facial features or see a mouth, you just saw this black void beyond the mask, and he was very, very intimidating. And I kept having these nightmares for about a couple weeks. I would have them a couple times a week, and I couldn't figure out what the message was. And I got this mask new, so it wasn't like it was haunted. I thought maybe the mask scared me, even though I got it and I really liked the design. And I thought, ooh, a black cat. I think it's meant to be a cat. Um, I would like that mask. And so I got it, and it was brand new, still in the packaging. No one had ever worn it. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me, why would there be, a ghost or whatever attached to this mask? Now, clearly, it was Loki speaking to me, but he likes to speak in metaphors, in dreams, in I'm here to protect you, because there's a storm going on behind him, and there's lightning and thunder and all this dramatic appeal. Of course it's Loki. And unless there's a black cat spirit attached to this mask that I don't know of. But that's the thing. When we work with Loki, it's often highly individualized. He got the name the Lord of Cats from me because I knew he had a cat connection years and years and years ago when I started working with him more formally. But I couldn't, for the life of me, remember why. He just seemed to have very cat-like qualities. And then I asked him today if I could use this mask. I'd been wearing an all-black mask, but that was a facial mask, and it was not cooperating with us. And he said, of course, go ahead. And it unlocked as soon as I put on this mask. How scary and powerful it felt when I first got it, and how much my magic changed. And I had used it in some rituals because it definitely has that sort of wild feral energy that Loki can get. So I just thought I would share it with you and share, an experience with that cat side, because it definitely, to each their own. Someone else might look at this mask and not feel anything, but to me, it looks, especially when it's off me, it looks powerful. It looks like another entity. Let me take it off. And imagine that hanging on a wall, looking at you. It looks very menacing. It has those blank black eyes and that blank black mouth that just, it looks very powerful indeed. And I used to like to use that sometimes as an altar cloth or sometimes as a piece on my altar. And I wasn't quite sure what I was using it for. It was like exploratory time and magic for me that I didn't know who or what I was working with. I just knew it was something powerful and it worked, and I decided to go with it. It felt menacing, but it didn't feel evil. There's a difference between a god or goddess or being that seems menacing and aggressive and something, that people would call evil. Just big, dark, and scary doesn't necessarily mean they will harm you. It's just how their energy works. And, when I realized that it was Loki, He made no apologies. He makes no apologies for any time he scares me half to death by showing up in a dream or something, or giving me a nightmare, or doing something rude and offensive in a dream. He's Loki. He'll make no apologies for not being civilized. And I just thought I would share that with you because, as I was wearing the black mask today, it was like a black, charcoal mask, and it was covering my face, and I kept trying to do a video for you guys, and I'm like, is this not quite working? And then I thought of that black cat mask because it glows in the dark. There's too much light from this screen, or perhaps you'd see it glowing in the dark. And it unlocked the memory of how he used to give me those dreams. So sometimes working with Loki can be a little scary. I don't want to scare you, but this was decades before the internet, so, or at least my access to it. So he had to take whatever paths he could. And I remember, I live in such a rural area, you would go out and you would get the Witch's Almanac. And you would read about computers, but computers weren't a thing we had in homes. Maybe the school had one for administration, or, other people had other things, but there really weren't computers all around. But if there were, they were like the personal, really small ones. And there was no talk of internet connection. For what? So, times have certainly changed, but I thought you might find that fascinating. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.